it fell right in front of Paul, and he was able to avoid the huge back part of the tree, the huge trunk of the bottom of the tree, but when he had to swerve, he swerved and hit the top of the tree.
Okay, Tess, you can get up slowly. I'm not gonna... Did your sister wake you up?
Hey Wilder, we gotta get dressed for school. We gotta do something about the toys in this playroom today. Tessie. Marie Therese, Mary Therese. I know you're ignoring me because you don't want to take your princess dress off. Kitty! Do you see Kitty? On our way. Nanny's on her way.
I still need socks.
I don't wanna be alone. Spend too much time by myself. So many things that I still don't know. It's time for me to move on. I want you right here, but you're all across the globe. Never call me back, even though you're on your phone. Wishful thinking gets the best of me. Hoping that it's still you and me. Yeah, I thought we'd always shine. Just some time off, we'd be fine. Guess that I was wrong this time. When I think about it now.
Mommy, look it down.
I know that I do not want to give you more of my life. I do not want to give you more of my life. You're just gonna waste it now. Not sure if I'll make it out. I do not want to give you more of my life.
You gotta get your jacket. Have fun at school. Okay, I gotta do your hair. I know. It's a good brush though. Look, it's an M for mermaid brush. Okay. I know. Brush where you're gonna get it wet. Put the detergent in so it's easier to brush. You don't like any of this, I know.
I'm all in with my mind. Will you ever call me back? How am I supposed to go if we never said goodbye? Reading through our convo, trying to find where it went wrong. Baby, I'll be fine if you text me one last time. Wishful thinking gets the worst of me. Hoping that it's still you and me. Yeah, I thought we'd always shine.
Good words. Why don't we sit down? Why don't we sit down right here, baby? Maggie, sit down. Maggie, Pop-Tart. What are you going to get? It's not locked up yet. Maggie, stop. Come on. Open my room. Stop. We gotta brush our hair. We gotta eat our Pop-Tart. We don't have much time. Sit down in the chairs. One of the chairs. Maggie, sit down. One of the bus is coming. The bus is coming. I have your shoes. Sit down, please. sit down in the chair. Maggie, sit down in the chair. Come on. Sit down for boots on. Pop tower.
Cough. Cough.
Cough?
Ba 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 ba.
Do you have a cough?
Ba 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 ba
That
ba.
reminds me, Tessie's medicine.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Bubble, bubble.
Kakakakakami.
Guppy, guppy, guppy.
Ba 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 ba.
Swimming bubble.
Kakakakakami.
Yes, guppy, my medicine.
Kakakakakami. Kakakakakami.
Guppy, guppy.
Shake.
Shake.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. That's it.
Need this real quick, okay? Pass the baby. Good. You sit down and I'll do your hair. Sit next to Tessie. You can sit by Tessie. You can sit by baby. Sit, sit. Good girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, you girls can hold hands. That's so sweet. Baby sister,
Lupe.
Lupe. Who's Lupe?
Una.
Anna.
Papa kan di sticker. Papa kan di sticker.
Yep, I'll look up your sticker. Sit, sit. Just for a second. Just till I get your hair up, okay? And out of your face.
Ponytail.
Ponytail. Thanks. Okay, another new chair.
Yeah.
Looking for the bus.
Molly's tail. Molly's tail.
Molly's tail. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Dude, it's so good having your hair brushed now, Megs. Baby's hair is done. Okay, now I need to find your hair tie test. And I need to see. What? I'm gonna go get Tessie's hair tie, okay, Megs?
Mama.
Can you show Tessie your mermaids? Right back down. Your hair tie on the stairs, thank goodness. You look so pretty, Maggie. Want to go look and see if the bus is here yet? Oh, our bus is here. Get your backpack on. Bus is here. We need to hurry. Good job getting your backpack. I just got back from taking Tessie into school. The kids are all at their schools, and now I have to tell you about why I didn't get to vlog yesterday. I started to make a video about this, but my phone actually went dead. And so I'm going to explain now because yesterday was just a little bit tough and yeah, it wasn't fun. Tony, it's just me. Anyways, I was gonna vlog yesterday because usually I either vlog on the weekend when all the kids are home, which is really the best time to do it, or I vlog on Monday so that I can have a day in the life up on Tuesday, which is usually my goal for the day of the week that I have a day in the life up. That didn't happen yesterday because when I woke up, sorry, my phone is dinging because all the cameras are saying someone's in the house. It's me. So that didn't happen yesterday because I woke up and checked my email, and usually I don't check my email first thing in the morning, but yesterday I just happened to, and it was a good thing that I did because when I did, I saw that I had all of these alerts from credit cards, that my credit cards were maxed out, that my bank account balance was below 25. I could not figure out what was going on. I mean, I should have. It was probably because I was still half asleep and then it was extremely early in the morning. So I started making phone calls, and also, yeah, holiday. But thankfully all the security places are open. Well, first I logged into my bank account, and I could see that someone had made transaction after transaction after transaction, 7 in total, 7 large transactions at a Chipotle in Denver, completely draining our bank account. And so then I logged onto a credit card, and there was like $200 transactions at the same Chipotle. Basically, someone just repeatedly made transaction after transaction at a Chipotle. Then I tried to go to my Chipotle account because I have a Chipotle account that has credit cards saved on it, which apparently wasn't a great idea. I was the only person with a password, and it said Chipotle said that I did not have an account, it no longer existed. So it looks like somehow someone got into that account, used the cards that were saved in the Chipotle account to order a ton of stuff, and then deleted the account. So I couldn't see what store it was, I guess, because otherwise I would have totally called that store yesterday and talked to them about it. Chipotle's website doesn't have a place that you can actually call anyone and speak to a person, so I used their little help form to fill something out. I still haven't heard from anyone other than an email back saying that someone would call me at some point, and I right away called our bank, and our bank said that they would immediately get on all the fraudulent charges. I immediately called the credit cards and canceled all of our cards, all our debit cards, credit cards, everything's been canceled. Now our bank account is overdrawn because, and they said all the charges would be reversed. Our bank account's now overdrawn because something else went through that was like an auto thing. An automatic payment that was supposed to go through, that was real, went through. So no money, and all our cards are maxed out, which made me very, very grateful yesterday for my plasma card, which I've just been letting accumulate things. I'm actually saving up for a new couch because our couch is pathetic. See, at one point there was a child that had a oral sensory issue, not Maggie, and they like to bite things. And I can't completely blame this couch on them, but that was the beginning of the end for my couch and the tears on my couch. That was how the tearing started. And then it just got worse and worse. I need a new couch. So I'm just letting the money from me donating plasma so that I don't have migraines accumulate to buy a sectional for this room to replace this couch. And I'm actually doing pretty good, and I was thankful to have that card yesterday when suddenly all of my other cards were gone. Because my gas tank, unfortunately, I got in the car, I went to take Maggie to drop her off, and I realized that my gas tank was basically empty and I had no cards at all left, and my debit card was frozen. Yesterday was not the best day, and then I just really didn't feel like doing anything at that point. I felt like curling up and watching Netflix, which was not an option. But that was what I felt like doing. Instead, I cooked a duck and made a big dinner for everybody. Plan 2, throw all your feelings into cooking, I guess. Anyways, so that was the drama of yesterday. And now we're just waiting for all the charges to be reversed because they said that would take 48 to 72 hours or something like that. And that still hasn't happened, but it will be a relief when it actually happens and this thing can be put behind us because it's just stressful. Now that I am home, I'm going to do my makeup for a video, make a video for today because I just did not get anything done yesterday. And then I am going to deep clean the house as soon as that video is uploading because around here a video takes like 4+ hours to upload. It's going to be late already. Now my makeup is done and I have got to get on making this video. Also, I really needed an idea as soon as possible. How are you? Yeah, I shut down any cards that I could think of that would have been on there. That's okay, everybody was really nice. Bank of America and Discover were both really nice about it. Yeah, they said they were. They haven't refunded it. They haven't been able to get it back yet, but they said they would. I hope they do. I think they should. Clear through.
Just some time off, we'd be fine. Guess that I was wrong this time. When I think about it now, I know that I don't.
That was Chipotle. They were really nice. So the reason that I couldn't use my account was because the people took my account and moved it over to their email. That's certainly bold. I don't know. I have some cleaning to do, but first I'm going to try to get my editing done. It took me way longer than I thought it was going to make the video that I'm going to put up today. So yeah, I don't have very much time before the boys get home.
I wanna give you more of my life. I do not wanna give you more of my life. You're just gonna waste it now. Not sure if I'll make it out.
Have some egg.
question. You ask me 1,000 times a day. How did Snack go at school?
Good.
Did they like them?
Yeah, but we had to read them at the carpet.
What?
We had to read it at the carpet.
Why?
Because we didn't have that much time.
Oh
And
no.
I saw Brayden when Mrs. Samantha was gone, and we had somebody watching us. I saw Brayden jump up and hit the posters that's not what we're allowed to do. And I said, I saw Brayden do that to and she said, I did not. And Mrs. Samantha said, I hope so not. And then I don't want to go to that school anymore. I want to go to a different school.
Just because she said I hope not?
No, because Brayden told her why.
After you guys got off the highway. That's where Daddy was on the phone. He was telling people to come help those people out. That's why Nanny told you not to interrupt me. Yeah. Sorry. That's good. I can tell you didn't know I was going to respond to you.
Looks like.
Huge backup in traffic for anyone heading southbound.
That was a super moon.
James, let Tessie
I'm
ride.
giving him a apple.
You're giving the horse an apple?
Yeah, but
I think he's too busy galloping right now to eat. Giddy up.
he will have one tonight. He will have one. Yeah, horsey. And what's this?
Okay, let's not grab the horse, James. Let Tessie ride.
When is Tessie gonna stop?
When she's done.
He said,
All done?
Can you just let me ride on the truck? Please.
Tess, James's turn, okay, Tess? Giddy up, giddy up.
I'm going to crash!
Don't crash.
Look out, Mommy! Look out, Mommy!
Giddy up.
Look out, Mommy!
Look out. Not have the top. Tessie, sit down. You're going to bump your head. You can't just barge up here, Tessie.
But stop here forever.
She can have the top bunk patcher because you've just given it up. It's too high for you.
I gave her.
Dramatic child.
So, Mom.
Are you going to just sleep here now?
Ouch! Ouch!
Is she squishing you?
Yeah. And you get up on the bed.
I don't think she's going to go up. I think she's going to stay down here.
I
Want me to leave so she comes with me? Okay, I love you guys. Stay in your beds, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Tessie, come on, let's go. Tessie, I'm going. Ready? Bye-bye, baby. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. No, I'm not coming back in. Let's go. I'm going downstairs. You come with me. Come on. You come with me. Tessie, come on. I'm coming downstairs. I'm coming downstairs. It wasn't completely the end of the world. I have to be careful because we're walking down the stairs. As soon as I picked her up, she was actually fine. Not really that upset about this whole thing. Huh. You got your thumb. Thumb makes everything better. Can Mama have a mama kiss? You really wanted us to stay in there and have a slumber party with the boys. But your boat bed would miss you. Okay. Boat bed. That doesn't look like a boat bed. That looks like a baby almost falling off of a horse. Okay, get it out of your system.
Today did not go at all the way that I was planning it to go. Usually the boys have an appointment on Tuesdays, and so my mom takes Sadie and Tessie, and Maggie is at therapy, and then I take the boys to their appointment and meet Paul in town and have dinner with him. However, they didn't have their appointment today, and so we were going to stay home and hang out and have fun, and my mom was taking Sadie shopping for a dress for the daddy-daughter dance with Tessie and my dad, and we just usually let them do, even when their appointment is canceled, they still kind of do their little thing, and go have fun. But I got sick this afternoon and did not pick up my camera until after dinner time. I called Paul and asked him to get pizzas, frozen pizzas, DiGiorno's, basically for him to bring home for the kids and him, because I was feeling really, really, really sick. And things were pretty much uneventful until Paul got home and he got Maggie inside. She was being really silly and we had a little argument over who was going to take her up to bed and give her medicine for the night, and it ended up being me. So she and I walked upstairs, and the reason it ended up being me was because Paul said he wanted to go straight out to the car and get the pizzas. And that ended up being a really, really important thing and a really good thing, because when he went out to the car, there was a wreck on the highway. What we didn't know was that a few minutes earlier, and I mean, they had just gotten home. Like, they went home, I took Maggie, I went upstairs, Paul went outside. At the same time as that was all happening, my parents were bringing the other kids home, and they were turning onto our street. As they were turning onto our street, they were seeing a car turn the wrong way onto an on-ramp onto the highway. Or at least they thought they saw that. They weren't totally sure if they saw that because the on-ramp and off-ramp are right next to each other. But that's what my dad thought he saw. So when they pulled in, by the time they pulled into the driveway, Paul was outside. He'd gotten the pizza out of the car, and as he got the pizza out of the car, there was a huge crash right off to the side of where we live, basically, on the highway. Then there was squealing tires, and I know this because it was all captured by our security cameras, because it was close enough that our driveway camera caught it all on camera, basically the lights. And I went back and watched it because I realized that it might be there, and I realized that the state police might be interested in it. And basically it looks like the car was going up the highway the wrong way, and the other car, and realized they were going the wrong way is what it looks like happened, and then tried to turn around, and the other car didn't see them when they turned sideways and came and T-boned them, is what it looks like from our driveway camera, which I mean is probably like 50 yards away, and it's dark, so I'm just watching the lights. But yeah, so I'm just praying those people are okay. And also, it was just scary thinking that Paul and Maggie were on that off-ramp while somebody was coming up the off-ramp thinking that it was an on-ramp and accelerating up it. And how terrifying for those people when they realized that they'd gone the wrong way, because obviously they did shortly after that they had gone the wrong way on a cold, icy winter day after dark. It must have been so scary for them. So I'm just hoping really that everybody's okay. This has just been a year where life has felt really fragile, because I didn't talk about this in any of the vlogs, but last week Paul was driving home from work, and we were all in town together. We had 2 cars in town together, and we were driving home first, me and the kids in the van, and Paul was behind us, and it was a windy, stormy day, and my phone rang, and I ignored it at first because I wasn't going to pick up my phone, and it kept ringing, and finally I picked it up. It was Paul asking if we were okay, because he wasn't very far behind us. He had left I think he'd left like 30 seconds behind us. And we were going down this dark country road. I was going 20 miles below the speed limit probably at that point. Between the time when I went down this stretch of road and he went down the stretch of road, an enormous tree had fallen. It fell right in front of Paul, and he was able to avoid the huge back part of the tree, the huge trunk of the bottom of the tree. But when he had to swerve, he swerved and hit the top of the tree, and it went over the top of his car, because that part of the tree was flexible enough that it bent, but it ripped off his rear view mirror, so it was dangling down the side. But he was afraid that the tree had hit us when it fell, because we were just seconds ahead of him, and we were far enough that he couldn't see us, but he knew that we weren't very far because we'd pulled out of the parking lot 30 seconds in front of him, and we were all going so slowly because of the storm. I told him we were okay, and we got home, but that happened. And then earlier this year, I didn't talk about it on the vlog, but I was there when the car next to me hit a pedestrian, and I stopped and held the guy's head and basically provided spinal support for like 10 minutes while the EMTs got there, because I was a lifeguard for like 8 years, and so I had lots of training on basic first aid type things, first responder type things, and everybody else was too afraid to touch him because his mouth was all foamy and his ears were bleeding and he was really, really hurt. Everyone else said, stand back, don't touch him, and so I was the only person who wasn't scared, because all I could think was, like, if this was my husband or my dad or any person that, or my son or any person that I cared about, I wouldn't want him to be sitting here possibly dying on the ground with everybody just standing around looking at their phones, because that's what everyone was doing at that point. And so I started holding his head. When I knelt down not knowing what I was going to do, and then I started holding his head because my training like kicked in, and the police got there and just told me to keep holding his head, which I did. I held his head until the EMTs got there and took him to the hospital, and I've heard that he survived. But it has just been a tough year, and I've just become really cautious about cars at this point, because that's all been this winter. Our family has basically had 3 wrecks happen very close to us this winter. It just kind of makes you stop and think when it happens that close to you. Anyways, I know. I'm being all sentimental and weird. I'm just really glad that they got home safe, because head-on the highway is just really scary. Anyways, that is it for today. I'm going to get some rest and hope that I can kick this stomach bug or whatever it is. Kittyfish is glaring at me over here. Kitty! Anyways, bye.